Do 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 do. Hey guys, welcome to Isaiah's Reviews, and today we're reviewing the Kemimoto Cup Holder for your transportation device, your motorcycles, your tricycles, your bicycles, whatever, and your electric ride-ons. It goes as far as strollers, wagons that you pull your kids with. I mean, the list can go on and on. And ta-da! Here it is. Look at that guy. That's pretty cool and simple. And I like pretty cool and simple. Not a lot of plastic. Hardly any plastic on this thing, which is great. So let's take a deep dive into what the heck this is, how it's made, and how it looks familiar. Look at this. Looks like a lens case mixed with a clamp that's in the camera world. This looks like a configuration of stuff that we find in the camera world, doesn't it? It does. All right, so here's a closer look at it. And this is just your typical clamp. In here is a piece of rubber that comes with it, which is used for handlebars or bars in general, anything that's slick. It's a little rubber. This piece can come out. So if you're going to use this on a stroller handle that's got some neoprene or foam, a grip or something, you could take this rubber piece out, and it's actually got some teeth in there to grip onto this. But this is just the typical clamp that we use in the camera world to have a 1/4 inch little adapter back here to screw onto it for a boom arm or anything that you want to use it for. But these are known well over, and basically the more you tighten this up, this will close down and clamp over something. But this is like the only thing that's plastic on this thing is this right here. That's it. And I've used the configuration of putting it down here. You can put it up here or whatever. I just didn't want to accidentally hit this thing. Inside here, you'll notice there is a screw. Hopefully you can see that there. You'll put this together when you get it. It's kind of compact. This is sitting inside here and stuff in a plastic bag, but you get a big washer, a nice heavy-duty screw that goes in there, and then you tighten this thing up. It comes with the little screwdriver. I would probably put the little screwdriver in the pouch, because if you're moving along or riding and it turns left like lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, then you kind of have this thing going on, which is fine, because if you have something that's not top-heavy, it will still continue to be in there and sit itself upright. But if you have something that's god-awful, like this is my favorite tall, skinny thermos, I guess. So I just love it. It's been my favorite for years, and I have like 5 of these. But this will work. You just put this over here and then tighten this down, which I'll show you later in greater detail. It does work, but this is completely top heavy. So this is the extreme item, and it does work with it. You get it to work with it, but this is the most extreme thing that you would ever put in something like this. So don't have any fears of top heavy stuff going on with it, I don't think. I think you'll be okay. And then here's a cool thing. If you flip this over like so, you can put skinnier items in here and cinch this up to make a very small opening there to hold your drink and secure your drink. So that would be for if you're on an electric ride-on, motorcycle, bicycle, you know, whatever. You might be shaking around a little bit and you don't want your drink to be flopping around and all kind of stuff like that. As you can see here, it does hold your phone. It's got stitching through the middle, so you got equal pouch on each side. Like I said, I would put the screwdriver, I'd keep it down in here on one side. You can put different things over here, but this does securely hold it. It's not that easy to get. It's not one-handed put your phone in and out, but that's what probably makes it secure, of course. But leaving that screwdriver in here in case you need to tighten this down and adjust, if you stop and get a drink and stuff's just not, your world's not working out that day, at least you got a screwdriver here that you can get in there, and it's a tiny one, and tighten this thing up if you need to. But nice secure fit on the phone, and this is a big phone. It's probably the biggest phone that you'll have. There is a drain hole in the bottom, so that is cool. So if you spill something in here and it gets wet and sloshes around, which will happen, there's some air that can get in there and help dry this out, and it can drain out the bottom. So kudos. And this will get extremely tiny. I think this will clamp onto anything that you would want it to. Any surface, the ledge of a table, anything like that, you name it, it will clamp onto it. So yeah, that's a close-up of this thing, and it's pretty simple and straightforward. All right, just for fun, let's clamp this thing to this pole, shall we? Sure, let's do it. And we got that little piece of rubber on there to hold a nice grip, but this thing's not going anywhere. It's on there pretty good, and I hope this gives a good idea of the strength of this thing. Tighten it up a little bit more. Boom. There, now it's not going anywhere. I'll flip it around. But it's on there, it's grip tight. This is how it's going to be on your bike or whatever else you have this mounted to. It is firm, it's not going anywhere. So let's take a look at the long cup. Boom, you put this guy in here, cinch this up, one-handed, and it's really not going anywhere. It creates a tight fitting koozie hole for this thing to go down into, and it doesn't really want to go anywhere. And this is the worst case scenario, absolute worst case. And the only thing, see, it's not tilting over. The only thing that can happen when you go lefty-loosey if you bump it. So basically what I do with the tall one is I put a little bit, like I tighten it with just a little bit of an angle to it. So it's always going righty-tighty and not ever gonna tilt lefty-loosey. Never had a problem with it. We take it on a stroller and stuff like this all the time. It's been on here a month. I wanna get these and put them on everything that I own. I want them on my electric ride-ons, the bikes that we have, because we do have the water bottle holder, but those are only good for the bottle that we have it made for. That came with the bottle. The holder's only good for the bottle. What the crap? The holder is only good with the bottle that came with it. Anyway, out and about, you want something that can adapt to whatever drink that you have in there. And this can do it. It's lightweight, super lightweight, got a good grip. But your typical can can fit right in there, no problem, and you can grab it out. If this gets in the way, this is the way I had it in the beginning, you can flip this completely over here. You do that. So you can flip it. So this little cinch right here is not in the way whatsoever, and you can freely just move your can and, you know, in and out. And if you need to tighten this up, you can just flip it back up and then cinch. But you don't have to use the cinch feature. It can stay completely out of the way, which is really nice. And your typical bottled water. It goes in there. Look, it's just flopping around, right? Nah, this thing's not flapping around for too long, because you can cinch this guy up. Doing it one-handed. Get in there, cincher. You can cinch it up, and now it's not going anywhere. You can pull it out, put it back in, and it's staying pretty good and in there and not bouncing around. But this is your standard 16-ounce bottle of water. So plenty of real estate up here. It's deep enough to keep it weighted down and not too top-heavy. The most extreme thing is what I had earlier, and most people don't have those, so you're cool. And this thing has stayed strong. So do I highly recommend this? Yes, I do. I think you should get it. It took me a month of, you know, just messing around with it, just seeing, you know, where does it fail and stuff like that. And I compared it to one that's similar in its price point. I think the one I compared it to is like $5 more, but it holds your drink completely steady. And it has this little axis thing to it, but it's solid plastic. And I just feel like it's going to break at any minute. And whenever you set your drink in there, it gives so much. It's got too much give to be completely plastic that it would just snap, I'm sure. And it doesn't have a little gator grip clamp on it. So this one's way better than that one. And hopefully you've seen those things in the video. But yeah, totally recommend the Kemimoto cup holder. I think it's been great, and I'll leave a link down in the YouTube description for this thing. For the price, I really don't see why you wouldn't just throw this thing on every ride-on that you have. I plan on doing that, just migrating it in, just so I'm not having to take one off and put it on the other one and stuff like that. And we can all go out and have our own cup holders. So it's been that good. So good job on making something that looks like you've pieced two different things together, but that is completely fine. That's entrepreneurship right there. That's getting it done, figuring out the problem, and everything works. Like, you don't have to have the cinch. You can just have a plain old cup holder, koozie thing, cinching it up to fit different sizes. The clamp doesn't go anywhere. The rubber piece, if you mount it to this slick objects here, it grips it. Drain hole on the bottom, pouches on the outside. Keep the little screwdriver in one of them, I would recommend. It holds your phone tightly on the other one, so what's not to love for like $20, I think is the price. So make sure to explode on that subscribe button and ding that bell so you get notified on the next really cool product that you'll want multiple of. See ya.